94XO, it's Moni XO. I'm getting up close and personal with Miss Elizabeth St. James. Make sure you guys stay tuned. You're watching 94XO. What inspired your brand?
What inspired my brand was the need, knowing that there was still a need for full-figured women who dress in color, aspire to be sexy, who like clothing that go from all-day clothing, from work to going out. Typically with whatever I wear, it's an outfit that can go from daytime to nighttime, because not all of us like to transition clothes. Just responding to that need, just overall to that full figure. It's been 3 years, so that desire for full figured women, knowing that there are colors out here, prints, those who don't like to play it safe, but yet still be sexy and own their confidence.
Definitely. Now let's kind of go back and let's talk about your story of, yes, your brand, but just how does it inspire you, or how does your brand inspire you to continue on and want to have this purpose and help all these other women and people when it comes to this type of industry?
It inspires me. People inspire me daily. Like I could be feeling down and like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Because you have those moments in entrepreneurship, and you really have those moments in anything. And then he'll send me something in to remind me of my purpose. Like, send me those women in who are in need, who like, I'm like, you look good, who needs to be, their confidence built into, or knowing like, you can rock this, like, let's own this, let's wear this. So that inspires me, and people tell me so much how they're inspired. Outside of those big plus size clothing stores, sometimes we may feel like it's a little too granny-ish, too safe, or not for them, that these clothes have a little bit more, the styles and things that I pick have a little bit more soul to it. So I always say that Elizabeth St. James gives you a feeling. Like, it's all about the feeling.
You pick each and every one of these outfits that is in here, and they are all fire.
Thank you.
Including the one I have on.
Yes, because you look good.
I love it. I love it so much.
Yes.
Now, that kind of ties into my next question of, like, how challenging can it be when it comes to, like I said, having to pick out each outfit, having to tie in the customer service?
Let me tell you that. That's not the challenging part for me. That's the part that reminds me that that's my gift.
Okay.
Everybody can't do that. So that also separates you in this industry, in this business. A lot of people, as you kind of will notice it, they're not unique in what they offer or what they deliver.
Yeah.
So that's not the challenging part. When I go to Magic or when I go to a big warehouse with clothes, that's when I get more inspired. Like, oh my God, the challenging part is the funds, So we have to speak the funds into existence. That's the challenging part. But the idea of picking, it lets me know that I'm a buyer, that's my gift of picking so many different styles. And not only I concentrate on plus size, but even in regular size, like, it's so many styles that I don't carry or want. I have to focus in on one thing, and I do a little bit of the regular size, but it's so many different styles. When you have that eye for it, you see so many beautiful things.
Yeah, definitely. Now, what advice can you give to women, like, when it comes to having, like, that self-love, when it comes to knowing your size, embracing your size, loving your size?
First thing, it starts from the inside, that self-love component and that confidence. And I'm learning that I always tell people and tell my customers, do not get caught up on the size. Yeah. Do not get caught up on the number size, because you'll be surprised. And one thing, you might be a 1X or a size 12 or 14, and you go to put this on and you have to do a 2X. Like, don't get caught up in the size, because it's about looking good. It's about feeling good. It's about making sure that those clothes are laid properly. Whatever I put on, I don't like to pull. Whatever I put on that day, I'm a walking building board, because you never know when you may run into a hater or a friend or who's watching you from afar.
Yep.
So you want to make sure that you're on point. You don't want to be, because that's an insecurity.
Yep.
Pulling all day is an insecurity. Pulling on your clothes and certain insecurity.
Those jeans are a little too tight.
So you want to make sure that you got the right thing. Like, sometimes we think that 2X may just give you a little bit more length or just a little bit more width, So it's all about owning it. For me, and everything that we do, and when I talk to my customers in here, it's all about owning it. But it starts on the inside, owning who you are, finding something that speaks to you,
Now, what are your goals for the store? Like, what are you trying to do? I know you have an online store, but where do you see yourself? LA?
Okay.
Nationwide?
So yes, I see Elizabeth St. James, and even when I created the name, as a home brand that just bigger than myself. And that's been part of my problem, because when you are a visionary and you have big dreams, and an overthinker, you have to learn to live at where you are and live in this moment. And so my bigger plans is my next stop is Atlanta.
Okay.
I gotta go
I know
to
that's right. That's
Black
the best
Hollywood.
place.
Yes, and that's my next stop. I am fashion forward. So a lot of my fashion too is for people who are on the go, who is events happening, people who like to be seen. Because one of the things that I may run into all the time with some of my customers, I have nowhere to go. I wish I had someplace to go. But I'm also tying back into what we talk about. You look good any day. You don't have to wear, your clothes is an accessory. So putting on your clothes, sometimes you may not be going nowhere, but you never know what may come up. Maybe you're not getting invited because you ain't looking good, you know? So I want to be in a place where we care and we want to dress up and we want to go. It may
And
just be a Monday.
comfortable.
Yes.
That's true.
So,
this is comfy. Like, this is stylish.
And you look cute and you look good. So big visions. I have so many big visions, but the next process is moving and opening another store in Atlanta.
Okay, I love it.
Thank you.
Manifest
And also doing my own. Right now, I shop and buy from vendors. So also going into styling and having my own clothing items. So yes.
Now, what advice can you give to those who are entrepreneurs as well? And they might be in the same process as you, or they're trying, or maybe they look up to you and they're seeing you. Like, what can you tell them when it comes to being in this type of business?
First thing, take your time. I'm learning myself as a person who rushed the process, and we live in a society and social media that we have us thinking that everything happens overnight, and that's not how it happens. So take your time and know that anything that is of greatness and anything worth having is a process. It takes a process, and it's a time of growth, a time of evolving, transitioning, of failures, ups and downs, and all those things play a part of letting you know of, are you strong enough to make it?
Oh.
So,
Speak it.
Yes. So that's my advice for anyone. Like, don't rush it and be unique. Find your own calling. Don't try to copy off anybody else. You just because a lot of us, we have this really bad, they do it. And that's anything that I see on jobs. Even when a person has a higher position and you want that position, you can never enjoy where you are in life because you're too busy trying to either put down the next person or I wish that would have been me. No, enjoy where you are and learn. Life is you should always be. I'm always a student. Yeah. Until I leave here, I'm always a student, always learning, because you don't know everything. And there's always something that you can learn to help build into you, and be unique. We all have our own audience. So be unique in knowing who we're delivering to and what's our what and our why.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things. Like, once you figure out how to stay in your lane and focus on yourself, then it really makes a difference. And that's when you kind of start seeing the changes, being positive, not worrying about what the next person is doing. Because like you said, everybody has their own thing that they're due. You just have to make sure you worry about you.
Yes.
And you'll figure it out.
Yes.
So I love it. So before we wrap up into the Close Your HR segment, how can people find you, connect with you? If you have any like upcoming events or promotions you want to
I have several things. They can connect with me on Facebook at either Shannon Elizabeth Carr, which is my personal page. Okay. But I also advertise business, and I do motivational speaking, and I might inspire someone. So that is my personal page. But then we also have Elizabeth St. James on Facebook, as well as on Instagram. We have Elizabeth St. James for the business, and then Miss Elizabeth St. James.
So they don't have any excuse to not be able to connect
and
with
either
you.
way, connect with me. I try to keep Elizabeth St. James things as Elizabeth St. James things, and then also with myself, like, this is a lifestyle. And when I go through different things, I try to, after I come out the storm, I try to be transparent, because life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. So as we go through different things, just to relate and let somebody know, to inspire them. You know, how can I inspire the next person? The next thing is, I am offering a Elizabeth St. James Boss Up class, boutique Boss Up. So those interested in starting their own boutique, or if they have a boutique and they already own and they feel stagnant.
Okay, you were made for that.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope you're ready. I hope they're ready. Let me rephrase. I hope they're ready.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to that. That's my part of my, like, giving back. I feel myself evolving and leveling up, and feel myself transitioning out of this period. And as I get ready to transition, I want to help some others, because now I'm headed to a new level. So before I get out this level, I want to share these gems and advice with people as I get ready to transition on.
While you're grown. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, girl. Pick 3 questions. Okay. Good luck.
Yep, they all coming out at the same time.
That means you got to pick them.
Uh-oh, one coming out for me. Okay, somebody want me to answer this question. Okay, I'm gonna sit these right here. Oh, what's the funniest thing you've ever witnessed? This is a good question for a person who like to laugh. Oh my goodness.
I was like, keep PG.
I don't know. I know. I'm trying to think. Like, one thing about me, I'm very goofy. Like, I'm that person you don't sit next to at a funeral or something like that, because if I see it, I'm like, oh, inappropriately laughing.
Put your head down.
Yes. Oh, I'm gonna tell you about something funny that happened recently that had me bugging up. So my neighbor, one of my neighbors, sends me a picture to my DM, letting me know. She was like, "Be careful outside, right?" But when she sent it to me, I opened it up. It was my neighbor passed out on the ground.
Wait, what?
Yes, and she didn't know that it was my neighbor. And I'm like, that's my neighbor. He's cool, like, but she thought it was like somebody of harm, just kind of letting me know.
I said, that's super random, first off.
But it just happened to be him. So the fact that it was him, I'm talking about, I bugged up laughing. I called him. I'm like, man, I'm about to send you a picture of you. They got you bad out here laid out. And he was so like, oh my goodness, tell her that I apologize. It was bad.
I said, delete this picture.
Yes, that's what he was worried about. He was like, please ask her not to put it on social media. I said, I don't think she was more scared. She was more scared. The fact that I knew you, I found it hilarious, and even more hilarious because we have bad pigeons. So he's laid out in some poop.
Oh,
so
wait,
you have,
what?
Yes. So
you missed that whole
the
part.
pigeon poop is everywhere. So it's like, dude, you had to be really in one of those moods to be laid out where
so
he's
he had a good time.
Yes, he said he sat down to get his keys out his pocket and he passed out. I said, dude, you don't need to do that no more.
Okay.
I said, I hope everything was still in your pockets and everything. He said, yeah, it was.
I said,
yes.
You was trying to leave out the important part of the story.
But he still had everything, and he had to been laying down there. My other neighbor, she said, passed out. She was like, I left out for work at like 6, but he told me 4. That man don't know he was laid out for like 2 to 3 hours, and he don't remember that part.
That's funny.
But me, I bugged up and laughed so hard. Like, dude, you gotta chill out. This lady was petrified.
All right, question 2. She tried to leave the whole story out. She
Sorry,
laid out. Did it go serious on you?
No. It says, these are some interesting questions because it make you think though. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word fidget? So when I hear fidget, makes me think of nervous energy, like stop fidgeting around.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think comes to my mind. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Like fidget, like I don't know what they're
Was
called.
that a toy?
Yeah, that's what I was
The
thinking.
kids
of.
did have that toy at one point. I remember because I used to be in education, so they used to have that little toy. Yeah, and they would teach you how to the little fidget thing. Yep. But still ties in the nervous energy because it was something to keep those who need something to do to keep them calm.
I see the difference between the way we think.
See, fidget, nervous. That's where my mind went, like fidgeting.
All right, last question.
Okay. Oh Lord.
I thought she was going to have a serious, motivational question.
I wish. How would you describe humanity to an alien civilization? Alien humanity. I would describe them as us caring for each other, humanity, us, the human nation of people.
I like how you flip that to a positive.
That's how I would, because both of those words are words of concern and of bringing us together. So I would definitely, that's how I would describe the alien.
I love the inspiration and positivity because I didn't know how to answer that one.
That's how I would describe it to them. About, giving back to the community. About making sure they come here and making sure they do community service. I have to switch it around like that. That's what it comes to.
No drink. Off the chain.
But that's the answer to that question.
Well, thank you so
No
much.
problem.
I love having you on the show.
Yeah, I've enjoyed myself.
I'm Moni XO. We're out. Be easy.
It's your girl Moni XO, and you just finished a 94XO interview. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment to our YouTube channel, and follow us on social media platforms. Be easy.